Hello, my populace, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a new video. We'll be talking about the method that I'm using to help me learning faster any languages that I want to learn. So as I told you in the beginning of the year, we are expressing ourselves in 7 languages, but speaking fluently in 5 of them. I'm going to share with you the type of method that I'm using. It depends of the language. Of course, it depends on my time also, because not every year I have the same amount of time to learn a language. Of course, this one is very subjective. So let's go through the methods and let me know if you already tried them. If you want to try them, I would be very happy to hear about that. And also do not forget to subscribe if it's not done yet. The link is always in the description box. The first method that I'm using all the time is very, very important for me is to actually plan my learning journey. It's like, I think you cannot go through a learning phase with everything if you do not plan and you don't know why. First of all, you have to answer all the time to the why behind, but also you need to plan that journey. It has to be making sense and it has to go step by step. If it's too blindly, the way you're getting into that is not going to help you that much, and you're not going to learn. You're going to learn eventually at some point, but you're not going to go faster if you really want to go faster. And that's the point of the video. We want to learn faster the languages so we can add more and more all the time, but we also want to be very smart in using it faster. We do not want to learn faster language and then having to struggle after because we'll not be able to express ourselves that much or being able to speak that much in the language because we'll never have the time to go in a smart way. So it's not because I'm saying faster that I'm not saying smarter. It can be both, okay? And that's when you actually are using your time and when you're able to use it faster and smarter. So the first thing that I'm doing is like planning, as I said, my learning process. That means I will go to different steps. I will say to myself, okay, I want to reach a specific step here. I'm not just saying I want to learn Portuguese. I want to be able to read in Portuguese. I want to be able to listen in Portuguese. I want to be able to understand in Portuguese. I want to be able to speak in Portuguese. This is different step that I'm putting myself into, and the way I'm going to be using the way I'm going to be able to do that is going to be completely different because I'm not going to be using the same exercise to read in a language and to speak in a language or even to listen and understand in a language. Those are different type of exercise you have to do, and knowing which goal or which step you're trying to reach is going to help you to put the exercise in the right way and to use it faster and smarter. The second thing that I always do is very, very important, is to go to the basics. I talk to you about that all the time. The fundamentals in the language is the best, is the most important. It's like the goal, okay? Is what you have to do. I'm not going to give any excuses on that. If you do not go to the fundamentals, you will not speak a language. You will be able to say stuff in the language, express a little bit yourself, but you will not be able to speak in that language because you will be limited in a certain type of subject because you will have not learned all the fundamentals to be able to express yourself in different things that to say. So you will always repeat the same words. You're going to be able in the same area because you have not enough fundamentals to be able to open yourself, and you will not be able, for example, to do science in that language or to be talking about different things. That is not what you have been able to repeat all the time. So you will not learn the language. You will just like be able to mimic some phases. And then the fundamentals is very important to do in one way is having a manual. I recommend you 2 type of manual. If you're the kind of person who will need a structure, I would say this way, then I would recommend you Arab. Arab is actually for people who actually need a structure because they will give you like the audio, the theme, the exercise is very structured. You just have to follow it like a class. Like this is the teacher and you're having a class. This is very important. And this one you can go with until B2, even C1 is very, very full, and it's very great if you want to go through the basic to the maximum of the level you can have in a language. So yeah, I would recommend Arabs. And if you're the person who like to go with your own pace and you like to be controlling a little bit the way you're learning something, I would go with Assimil. Assimil is more for autodidact person because it's just giving you the theme and the exercise. There is no sound, there's nothing, just a book, and you just have to do all the things on top by yourself, looking for the sounds, looking for the phonetics that you're reading them, but you don't know how it's pronounced. You need to work on you a little bit on yourself. So this is more for autodidact who don't need that much of the structure and can be able to go with that and still get to the sound after. Arabs is more for everything because you also have the sound and the reading and the writing. It's kind of a little bit full and it's very full in different type of exercise that is getting give you. So yeah, those are the basic things you have to go through. Do not ignore this phase. It's not gonna work for the best after, trust me. The third step that is important, and I'm talking to you about that a lot, and I'm going to repeat that all the time, is reading through the language. As soon as you start reading in the language, you will increase your level so fast. Your level will be improving every single second because you are letting yourself into the scary phase, because yeah, it is scary to be able to read a language that you do not speak fluently or you're not comfortable enough. But it's gonna help you to the comfort somehow by being uncomfortable in the beginning. My first book that I read in Italian was this one. My Mr. gave that to me after I wrote that. I never heard about that guy, so there was no background. I didn't have the context. Okay, when you're reading something that you have the context, the context is helping you, and that can be good for the people who's just struggling and don't want to be completely like into the unknown and having to fight his own way back. But when you don't have the context, I like it better because you have nothing to help you, and then the uncomfort is gonna help you to increase it, to improve faster, because you don't have anything to help you. When you have something to sustain you, you are taking a little bit more time. That's just my own opinion. I think like I like to be learning in a hard way because that's how I get better, because I hate being uncomfortable. That's my way. But if you don't, then try to get something that is a little bit context vibe. Read something that you already know the story, so the context is there, and then you can find the context easily. But again, that book has helped me to change my level so fast in Italian. And I remember the differences after finishing that book. The differences in my Italian was insane. So yeah, do not ignore the reading through a language. It's really helping you. And yes, a lot of persons say like if you're reading you cannot speak. I disagree with this one, because when you're reading, unless if you read in a different way, but when you read normally you have like this inner voice, and this inner voice is actually getting to the sound. Yes, you're not going to be able you to listen to that loud, but you're still talking without even noticing that. So reading is very important. The last method that I'm using all the time when I'm getting into a language journey is to be able to speak. Okay, I'm gonna be talking to you about that all the time, but if you do not speak, you're not learning anything, guys. Okay, speaking is the fundamentals in speaking a language. If your goal is not to be able to speak, if your goal is just to be able to go through a language and be able to understand the language, being able to express yourself a little bit, and that's it, then okay, no problem. You don't need to speak that much for that. You can just like take the classes, go to the grammars and the fundamentals of the language, and just read into that, and that's fine. Listen to people, listen videos, watch videos, podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah, you will get there, but you will not be able to speak. You will be able to express yourself, but not speak. If you really want to speak, if you really want to be like no one can know where you're coming from, if you want to be completely comfortable in that language, that it becomes your own, and then you don't make the difference between your native language and this language that you'll target it, then I would say speak as much as possible. Speak all the time. Yesterday I was watching a night watch, the new Game of Thrones universe TV show, and the actors are a British one, and the accent is very, very British, when you can hear that. I don't know if you watch that. It's actually an amazing show, very short but amazing. And after the end of the episode, I started talking with Mr. and then he said to me, "Why you have a British accent?" I said, "Oh my god, I didn't even notice that." It's just after listening to them all the time, my accent completely switched, and I normally have this American accent vibe. Now I was completely speaking in a British accent, so I was sounding like that. I was like, I can't believe that is something amazing that happened there. I thought all the time that guy was, I don't even know why he does that. Like I was reacting to the video, I was saying like, oh my god, why would he do that? This can't be true. I don't understand. I quite imagine the situation that the guy would be able to think like that. Yeah, that was just my accent. Like it was immediately into the British accent, and I was seeing my tone changing. My way of expressing myself was completely different, and I'm doing it here on purpose. But for you to understand, like I'm able to do that just because I have studied a lot, and I spoke a lot in different languages. Now that I'm able to get also the different accent, if I really want to finish the video right now speaking with the British accent, I will be able to do that. There's not going to be that a problem for me. Of course, you have a different way of speaking, and I don't even know if it's exactly the right tone you can use to be able to express yourself in that way. But I would say like it's not that complex for me, and I quite enjoy the fact that I'm able to switch languages like that, to switch not languages only, but also to switch the accent, because this is a lot of time of me speaking all the time and repeating all the time what I was listening that has helped me to get to the accent. And today I'm quite able to express myself because of that. Anyway, that's just a parenthesis here to explain to you that if you don't speak, you're not able to do this kind of trick. And I wish I can be able to do that with Portuguese. And I think today I will be able to do that with Spanish. Doing like the Spanish from Spain, which is completely different. If you have started learning Spanish, it's completely different from the South American one in the intonation and everything. That I will be very happy with myself. I would say check my life, but right now I'm not able to do that. When I speak Spanish, my accent is still from South America, so it's okay. It's okay. It's mostly also from Mexico, because for example, the Argentines do not speak the same way than the Mexican. So you can still find a lot of differences accent, of course, there. But yeah, it's most of the time there. That will be because I have studied Spanish with American, South American TV shows that more than Spanish shows, if I can say it this way. Why did we get there? I don't know, but let's go back from that, okay? And let's end up this video here. So those are the formats that I use to help me to learn faster the language. You can try them. It's very important for you to set your goals, make up your plan, know exactly where you're going, go back to the fundamentals. Fundamentals is crucial in a learning language journey, and speak as much as possible. Read through the language. Reading through the language is very scary, but trust me, it's the best type of exercise you can do. It's scary in the beginning, but it's so helpful at the end. And yeah, speak all the time. Speak with everybody. And if you have no one to speak to yourself. Trust me. And you sound a little bit crazy, but you will be very thanking yourself at the end of the day, because you will be able to express yourself and speak very good, because you have been speaking a lot with yourself. So do it. And if you don't like speaking by yourself for any reason, I don't know why, it's actually very good. But if you don't like that, then speak to someone else, and find people online to speak to. Speak to ChatGPT. It can also be kind of speaking to someone, even if you're speaking to a computer, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope the sound with that microphone is doing great. We will see each other on the next video. You guys take care. Bye bye.